On July 6, 2021, the streets of Amsterdam became the scene of a tragedy that sent shockwaves through the world. Peter R. de Vries, one of the Netherlands' most renowned investigative journalists, was shot in broad daylight, an attack that ultimately claimed his life 9 days later. His death was not only a loss to the field of journalism, but also to the fight for justice in the face of organized crime. De Vries, famous for his fearless investigations into organized crime and corruption, had long been a thorn in the side of criminal organizations operating in the Netherlands. The Moroccan Mafia, a network involved in drug trafficking, extortion, and violent crime, was suspected of orchestrating his murder. But behind this brutal assassination lay a much deeper story, a clash between the power of organized crime and the unwavering pursuit of truth. This is the shocking story of the killing of Peter R. de Vries and the circumstances that led to his untimely death. A crime that shook not just the Netherlands but the entire world. A journalist who didn't fear the powerful. Peter R. de Vries was not just any journalist. He was a titan in the field of investigative reporting, known for his relentless pursuit of truth and his uncompromising stance on corruption and organized crime. De Vries's career spanned decades, with him becoming a household name in the Netherlands for his investigative work on crime cases that had baffled authorities. His most notable work included investigating cold cases, exposing corruption within the police force, and perhaps most significantly, covering the rise of organized crime in the Netherlands. His involvement in high-profile cases, including the investigation into the kidnapping of beer magnate Freddie Heineken and the fight against human trafficking networks, made him an iconic figure in Dutch media. But it was his unflinching focus on organized crime, particularly the operations of the Moroccan Mafia, that would eventually make him a target. De Vries's bravery was not only evident in his reporting, but also in his public stance against the powerful and dangerous individuals behind these criminal enterprises. Over the years, he had made many enemies in the world of crime, but that did not stop him from continuing his work. He was driven by a sense of justice and an unwavering belief that even the most dangerous criminals must be held accountable. For de Vries, investigating the rise of the Moroccan Mafia was more than just a job. It was a personal mission. He believed in exposing the truth behind the networks of violence, drug trafficking, and corruption that had grown in the shadows of Dutch society. But in doing so, he unknowingly placed a target on his back, a crime in broad daylight. The morning of July 6, 2021, began like any other in Amsterdam. Peter R. de Vries had just finished recording a television appearance where he was offering commentary on an ongoing criminal trial, a case that had ties to organized crime figures. De Vries was in his element, calm, composed, and focused on the fight for justice. But on that fateful day, after leaving the television studio, De Vries was followed by two men as he walked toward his car in a quiet alley in central Amsterdam. Without warning, the men opened fire, shooting him multiple times in the head at point-blank range. The gunman fled the scene immediately after the attack, leaving the renowned journalist sprawled on the ground, severely wounded. Witnesses reported seeing De Vries lying in a pool of blood, his body motionless, but his eyes still open. Emergency services quickly arrived on the scene, rushing him to the hospital in critical condition. Despite doctors' best efforts, De Vries succumbed to his injuries 9 days later, on July 15, 2021. His assassination was a targeted attack, one that was not only personal but had far-reaching consequences for press freedom in the Netherlands and beyond. The killing of Peter R. de Vries sent shockwaves across the media world. He was not just a journalist, he was a symbol of the ongoing struggle against organized crime and corruption. His death raised alarms about the safety of investigative journalists worldwide and the increasing risks they face in the pursuit of truth. The shadow behind the assassination. From the very beginning, investigators suspected that the Moroccan Mafia, a powerful criminal network operating in the Netherlands and across Europe, was behind the attack on De Vries. The organization, which has long been involved in drug trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, and violence, had become one of the most dangerous and influential criminal syndicates in the region. The Moroccan Mafia, with its extensive connections and ruthless methods, was deeply entrenched in the drug trade. They controlled the production and distribution of narcotics, including cocaine and cannabis, across Europe, with the Netherlands serving as a key hub for their operations. But their reach extended far beyond drugs. The group was known for its involvement in violent gang wars, racketeering, and the intimidation of anyone who posed a threat to their operations. De Vries had been investigating this criminal empire for years, covering the high-profile trials and exposing the ways in which these criminal syndicates operated. His investigations had uncovered links between the Moroccan Mafia and prominent figures in the Netherlands' criminal underworld. He had exposed how these groups used fear and violence to maintain control, and how they manipulated law enforcement, politicians, and the legal system. The motivation behind De Vries' assassination was believed to be linked to his role in revealing the inner workings of the Moroccan Mafia and their illicit activities. He had recently been involved in the case of Nabil B., a key witness in the trial against the notorious drug lord Ridwan Taghi, one of the leaders of the Moroccan Mafia. Nabil B. had been cooperating with authorities to bring down the criminal empire, and De Vries had been in close contact with him, providing vital support to the prosecution. De Vries' coverage of this trial had made him a target. He had become an obstacle to the Moroccan Mafia's operations, and they were determined to silence him. Shock, grief, and a call for justice. The assassination of Peter R. De Vries shocked not only the Netherlands but the entire world. His death was a direct attack on press freedom and the values of democracy. In the days that followed, tributes poured in from journalists, politicians, and citizens alike, all of whom recognized the immense loss that the country had suffered. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte condemned the assassination, calling it an attack on the rule of law and the freedom of the press. Peter R. De Vries was a hero, a man who stood up for truth, and whose work helped make the Netherlands a safer and more just society. Rutte said, "This is a blow to the country's democracy." Investigations into the murder quickly led to the arrest of 2 suspects, one of whom was later identified as a member of the Moroccan Mafia. Ridwan Taghi, the notorious drug lord whom De Vries had been investigating, was also linked to the assassination plot. Taghi, already in custody at the time of De Vries' death, was believed to have orchestrated the killing from behind bars, using his vast network of criminal associates to carry out the attack. As the investigation unfolded, Dutch authorities made it clear that they would stop at nothing to bring those responsible for the murder to justice. The killing of De Vries had united the country in a common cause, to hold the criminals behind the assassination accountable and send a message that such violence would not be tolerated. A battle for press freedom. Peter R. De Vries' death was a reminder of the dangerous reality that many investigative journalists face in countries with high levels of corruption and organized crime. In the Netherlands, a nation known for its strong legal system and democratic values, the assassination sent a chilling signal to the press. The fight for truth comes with a price. But despite the tragedy, De Vries' legacy continues to inspire journalists around the world. His courage and unwavering commitment to justice will not be forgotten. In the wake of his death, many journalists have vowed to continue his work, knowing that the pursuit of truth often comes with great risk. Peter R. De Vries may have been silenced, but the stories he told and the justice he sought continue to resonate. His assassination was not just an attack on one man, but an assault on the very foundation of free expression and the right to uncover the truth. A world changed by violence. The assassination of Peter R. De Vries was a violent reminder of the power that organized crime can wield and the lengths to which criminals will go to protect their interests. It was also a painful blow to press freedom and a stark example of the risks faced by those who challenge the status quo. But even in the face of such brutality, Peter R. De Vries' legacy lives on. His relentless pursuit of truth and his commitment to justice will continue to inspire generations of journalists and citizens who refuse to be silenced by fear or intimidation. If you found this investigation into the assassination of Peter R. de Vries insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth stories on crime, justice, and the power of truth. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.